Welcome to Harvest Spirits. This is the special corner of the farm where all the magic happens, where the lucky apples get to go. You want to come inside? I'll show you what it all looks like. This is Slim. Slim is our oldest employee. Slim's been here since before the distillery, and she still lives here. And she doesn't drink very much, and she doesn't complain. A good cat. So here we are in the distillery. It's very compact. Our tasting and sales area over here. Our office space is up the stairs, up top. Over here is a 450-liter German-made pot still with a rectification column and a botanical basket and the collection tanks underneath. All run electrically with the electrical system is here. The bottling is done in the center part here of the room. Our foammeter and cork are right there. The fermentation is right here in these large tanks. These are our fermenters. Each one is 1,200 gallons. It's a slowed bottom red wine fermenter with an extra large man wing. It's got all the bells and whistles like a sight glass. It's got tump over options, temperature gauges, jacketed. The reason they're jacketed is because when the cider starts to ferment, it creates heat on its own, and you don't want the cider to get like bathwater hot because then it stresses out the yeast before it can completely do its job. The yeast will be most happy if you keep the temperature from getting out of control by giving it a little bit of chili. This one is filled with vodka. This is our core vodka bank account. When we make a batch of vodka and it meets our standards and it's good enough, we put the vodka, fill it up, and when we're bottling a batch, we'll take it out to our blending tank and just empty the portion we need. This here is our blending tank. This is where, if we're gonna make a batch of Applejack, we're gonna take a barrel that's got 60% alcohol, and we need to dilute it, and that's where we'll be doing our dilution. We add filtered water to that or that. And there you can see these are our barrels up here. The barrels are all American Coke Charter barrels, and they were all used previously to age whiskey. We're not using new oak for Applejack. Now they're decorated, as you can see. I think my favorite one right now is the alligator. I have a lot of favorites, but I really like the alligator, but he has a lot of character. The Feast of Bacchus is really fun, and we kind of use the gnome as on our logo, but we're not too into logos. We want the product to stand for itself. So over here, this is where our bottles of products is, but you can see it's really compact. Let's go out and see the farm. So we have two smokers. This is the newest smoker. This is the smaller smoker. See, this guy's on wheels, so we could move it if we needed to go take it on the road somewhere. This here's the original smoker. You can see how small it was. This is year one when we started during COVID. This is our greenhouse in here. This here is my brother. Cheers, man. Here. This is the guy who's in charge of the harvest, many other things. Almost not that. What's the special today?
Smash burger.
Smash burger. I hope you're hungry. So here we are in the pumpkin patch. Busy time of year, as you can see, on a beautiful fall afternoon. You can see this pumpkin sign. This is something I painted right out of college. You can see it's got some wear and tear on it, but I've always been drawn to making the farm, beautifying the farm in any way I could.
So this is the smokehouse. This is where you order your food, pick up your food. Barbecue is amazing. It's worth the trip. It's open 5 days a week. So this is the farm stand. This is built in the 50s by my grandparents, and you can see how busy it is, what's going on. All kinds of jams, jellies, fruits, vegetables, pancake mix, syrups, apple cider. So now we're making apple cider donut. It starts over here, loading the hoppers with the donut batter. Got the donuts coming up here. Sugared over here. All done by hand. This is where all the pies, turnovers, rolls. Dutch apple pies there. It smells really good in here right now. So this is part of the refrigeration system. It takes a net and without electricity. You can see the big electrical pipes coming in. He just upgraded our electrical service to have more refrigeration capacity for all the fruit we have coming on. Can't use more efficient, more efficient compressors. So right here in this scene, then we're power washing the tote bins before they're filled with apples. For sanitary reasons, need to go into clean vessel. You can see the bins here are ready to go out into the orchard. So these are all clean, ready to be filled. And how to get them out in the orchard, we put them on flatbed trucks instead of doing them 5 bins at a time on a tractor with a wagon. You get way more bins on a flatbed. All right, so we're in the orchard now. We're with the Honeycrisp apples. The Honeycrisp, you can see they've got some apples on the ground and some apples on the trees. These guys have been spot picked, meaning the crew went through and picked off the red apples, and they're leaving just a few on the tree. And then these drops, these also will be picked up and used for hard cider and for brandy. The drops do have value if they're in good shape. The pruning of these trees is called central leader, meaning that they have one post going up, and each tree has a post to hold on to, and you tie everything up to that post so the weight of the apples don't break the branches and the wind doesn't blow the tree over. I'm going to show you another style out there where the trees are planted much closer together, and instead of using a post, they just use the metal conduit, no wood. All right, but these are Honeycrisp here. These are 2 different styles of planting. This is the central leader style, where you have a much bigger tree planted further apart from the other ones, and each tree has a wooden post that it's tied to. And if you come over on these trees here, these are a smaller tree planted closer together, and each tree has just a metal pole, and the metal poles are all connected with this wire here. And you only have a wooden post, a big wooden post, once every 20 feet or so. So you use fewer wooden posts to secure your trees. You have way more apples. Notice how many apples are on this tree. The tree's putting its energy into growing apples, not growing leaves and branches. And you have better color, airflow through here. So these apples, almost all of these are marketable. And look how few apples on the ground compared to what you saw before. All right, so this is a modern style called trellis pruning, whereas the central leader is the older style of planting. You can see how we're modernizing the orchard this way. 50 acres would be called the home farm, and then that 50 acres out there would be called the state farm. And then our newest addition goes over that way, and we call that the research farm. These are just old names for the orchard blocks, but they're all apples. You can see the wind machines here. Those are to help prevent frost damage during blossom season. And those are only operational for
We don't even use them every year. It's only during occasional times where a temperature dip during blossom season, those are needed.
This is a really interesting part of the farm. This is where things get fixed. We got so many things on the farm that get broken, and this is where they come to get repaired. So all the tools are in here. Let's see what they're doing today. No easy task to rebuild a tractor and rebuild a flatbed. So I think there's pretty major tasks going on in here. So this is where we keep the apple. We also have apple cider. And over here we have some hard cider. You have hard cider. In each hard cider, this is true like we can't go. Macintosh. Beautiful apples. Yeah. It's cold in here, about 33 degrees. Air's constantly blowing. And we have the ability to change the atmosphere in this room to increase the nitrogen and decrease the oxygen and CO2. So control atmosphere rule. So now that you've seen how we make vodka from apples and learned a little bit about growing apples here at Golden Harvest Farms, I invite you to come to our distillery, Harvest Spirits. We're open 7 days a week, except for major holidays. We'd love to see you. We'd love to show you around, answer your questions, let you try our products. And here's my shameless sales pitch to you. Come visit us, and we'll make sure you leave happy with a smile on your face.